In this Sunday's gospel, we get to hear the most famous verse in all of the Bible. John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, that whoever believes in him might not perish, but have eternal life. Now, this verse is so popular, we see it on athletes' eye black, right? At sporting events and on signs and that sort of thing. It's been said that this one verse is like the entirety of the gospel condensed down into one verse, right? It's the entirety of the gospel, the entirety of the Bible, the whole history of salvation condensed down into one verse. And I think the beauty in the verse is in its simplicity. I think that's the beauty of this verse. I think that's why it's so attractive and why it's so popular. It's just so clear, and it's so simple, and it's so straightforward. You know, this week in Best Lent Ever, Matthew's going to talk about, he's going to ask the question, why do we complicate things? Just as humans, why do we have this tendency to complicate everything? I complicate this verse. I complicate this verse. John 3:16, it's a simple verse, but I complicate it. You know, the verse says, for God so loved the world that he sent his only Son. And I complicate it. I think, for God was so obligated to love me because he's God and it's his job that he begrudgingly sent down his Son. The verse says, for God so loved the world that he sent his only Son, that whoever believes in him might not perish but have eternal life. And I say, that if I can prove to God that I'm good enough by jumping through the right hoops and convincing God that I love him enough, then maybe I'll skirt by and just inch my way into purgatory. I complicate this verse. I complicate the gospel. I don't take it at face value. I don't take it at just the simple message of love that it is. I complicate it. What about you? How do you complicate the gospel?